morning. My name is Winnie Jennifer Shaw. What is your name?
I'm Tarishi Singh.
And yours?
And I'm Sharanya.
Alright, Tarishi, can you tell me something about yourself?
I study in class 9th B in ASL Ranchi, and I've been studying here since class 8, and it's an amazing school.
Alright. So, what about you, Sharanya? Can you tell me something about your family? Who inspires you the most in your family?
I think in my family, my grandmother inspires me most because she's a very determined, hardworking person. She, in her free time, she used to help with Mother Teresa and all. So I would like to follow in her footsteps and do social work.
Very good. That's wonderful. Now, Tarishi, we are going to speak on the topic which you have prepared. After you finish with your topic, Sharanya will ask you a question and then I'll ask you a few questions. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
You can begin.
Are you insane? You want to join the army and fight with those men? Who will marry you? It's a common scenario in many Indian households. Rapes, honor killings, and sexual harassments are so commonplace. They don't make the front page news anymore. It's playing around us all the time like a silent movie. We choose to turn a blind eye. Why? We have Aishwarya Rai and Priyanka Chopra. Liv Conquer has worldwide. Sunita Williams rules space, and J.K. Rowling with Beth Sheldon to the bestseller tag. Snap out the reverie people. It's not about being able to wear pants or smoke. It's about time we face it. Gender equality in India is as much a myth as global warming is a reality. Say the words gender equality and we cry ourselves hoarse, enlisting the Nita Ambanis, Sujata Motwanis and Kiran Bedis. These powerful women represent the microcosm of the society. Let's stop harping on the same string. As some of you will voice, gender equality is all about getting equal status and opportunities. I'll give you food for thought. Even today, women are considered too faint-hearted to go into the combat zones. Politicians making a din about female empowerment fail to see the skewed sex ratio in their own fields. Wives are expected to be paragons of virtue by the philandering husbands, and God save the girl child if she aspires to be a mechanical engineer, a bartender, or just thinks out of the box. She is hounded by a beti, you're a girl lecture, while the little male wonder is asked to follow his heart. And we are still talking about the luckier chunk of society. You can imagine the plight of women from the dregs of society. The self-effacing rural women would rather die of AIDS than stand up against their demonic husbands. We ought to teach girls to transcend gender boundaries and be better human beings, to break the shackles holding their backs and make them realize that getting at par with men is not their ultimate goal. And as a famous cartoon strip character said, gender equality will not be a reality until both the genders are taken for granted on an equal basis. Until then, gender equality is nothing but a myth. Thank you.
Alright, that's it. Now, Sharanya, do you have a question for Tarishi?
Yes. Tarishi, do you think that in India, gender equality will remain a myth in the coming decade?
Probably not, because today's youth is very socially driven, and they want to see India getting developed at a faster pace. So for India to develop, it's very, very important that we remove all the social evils that are present today. So I guess in the coming decade, the social evils will just, women will stand at par with men. That's what's going to happen.
Alright, Tarishi. Now, can you tell me from where can we start sensitizing people about gender equality?
We can start telling them about the roles women play in their lives. I mean, women play so many roles. They play the role of a mother, a friend, and a companion one can easily rely upon. So we can start telling them how, they've done so much for men, and men ought to give it back to them now. It's time. So we need to tell them what they can do to help them out.
Right. Now, Sharanya, you are going to speak on the topic which you have prepared. Once you finish with your topic, Tarishi will ask you a question and then I'll ask you a few questions. Are you ready?
Yes.
You may begin.
There is a 50% chance whether one is born a boy or a girl child, but after that, the scales tip in favor of the male half of the species. Good morning. Today I, Sharanya, stand before you to tell you about the reservation on the basis of gender that I firmly believe should be there. To start at the very beginning, let me take you back to the time that human tamed fire. Yes, to the time of the caveman. Since biologically a woman had to care for the child once she gave birth, she chose to remain close to home. We moved ahead as a species and progressed with technology in its various forms. But alas, the minds of some men remained entrenched in their caves. There are innumerable instances where women have had to provide for the family, both economically and emotionally. Grudgingly, men granted women the right to vote. This came from countries where during some of the defining periods of history, like the World Wars, women had to provide for the family, both at home and in the outside world, because the men were not present or were incapable of doing so. Some may argue that a child needs its mother's care during the early stages of its life, and I agree. But today, with advanced care being provided at creches and nurseries, even a child just a few months old can be taken care of very well. Before you object, let me remind you that this is not unlike joint families where the child was taken care of by its aunts or grandmothers while the woman worked in the fields. Why was it acceptable for the child to be left then? Only because the woman was confined to roles a male-dominated society had chosen for her. This has to change if we are to progress in the 21st century. Many women have excelled in a multitude of male-dominated fields, from Rani Lakshmi Bai, who was a warrior and a mother, to the stalwarts of boxing and biotechnology. These successful women are like the beacon of a lighthouse. They show us the way, but warn us of the treacherous rocks that lie beneath the surface, waiting to sink anyone that doesn't tread the waters carefully. We ask not for favors to be doled out to us, but demand our right and equality. We can only call India a developed nation once women have an equal say at home and at the workplace, which is why reservations are necessary on the basis of gender.
Well said. Now, Tarishi, do you have a question for Sharanya?
Yes, ma'am. In today's world, with the competition increasing day by day, do you think reservations will help women? I mean, don't you think that reservations would take away the right to men?
See, the thing is that equality is not about presenting equal opportunity to everybody. It's about making those who have the potential to make the resources available to them. See, most women are not educated today. Most women don't, like, if there's a boy and a girl in a family, the family would choose to send the boy to an engineering college and not the girl. They would say he has more capability, but the girl might be just as intelligent as him. So it is just helping, it is just giving them a helping hand to put themselves forward.
Right. Now, Sharanya, as you just said, that women are not much educated here, especially in India. Do you think that there should be reservations in schools?
Yes, ma'am. When I spoke about this, I didn't mean only political reservations. I meant in schools because when the family thinks of education, they only think of the boy child. No one even considers the girl child because they think that she is in the end going to get married and going to another family. So there's no point educating her. But that needs to change because women need to be able to support themselves, and it's only when a woman can depend on herself and not her husband that domestic violence and rape will decrease.
Right. Okay. Now, there's a problem case for you. You just go through it, read it loud, and then together you're going to discuss how you're going to solve the problem.
One of our classmates is hesitant about conversing in English. How would we help him or her out to overcome the problem?
We'll just, try to talk things out with him. I mean, why is he not opening up himself, and why is he not sharing what he feels? And even if possible, if he's not that good at English, we'll try to talk to him in Hindi and help him out. So,
I think that to overcome the problem of talking in English, the only thing we can do is not make fun of the person when he or she makes a mistake in English, but encourage them and only correct them in a subtle, friendly way.
And what about you, Tarishi?
I think Sharanya is right because, as friends, we need to encourage people more than just make fun of a person. So we'll just try to help him out, and if possible, we'll try to tell him to be more open and be more friendly with everybody. And maybe there'll come a day when he'll be able to
Maybe if
speak
you start talking to that person in English, just starting with a simple conversation or so, he would overcome his problem. Isn't it so? Right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Your test is over.